All right. How's everybody today? We're back with another episode of Out of the Darkness and Into the Light. You know what I'm going to say. I love the way that sounds. I do love the way that sounds. Being out of the darkness and into the light. This is an opportunity for us to explore some esoteric knowledge and some basic philosophies and teachings. And I'm your host, Don Bell. This is your friendly neighborhood, world-renowned Don Bell. I'm not known all over the world. Come on, we know this. But you are. You're known all over the world because you're watching YouTube, and YouTube is seen all over the world. So because you're watching YouTube, you're known all over the world. Today I just want to talk real briefly, got maybe 15 minutes or so, to just tell you guys about, one of the things I wanted to talk about was the energy vampires. You know, there's emotional vampires and then there's energy vampires. And you know, we've all dealt with those energy vampires, the ones who try to zap our energy by always talking about something negative, never having anything positive to say. Negative and positive do go together, but sometimes if all you're thinking about is negative energy or negative thoughts and producing negative energy, then even those that are positive wouldn't want to be around you because they're so busy projecting and absorbing that negative energy. They're the positive energy vampires, and then there's the negative energy vampires. And they both kind of work one and the same, except the difference is we already know one's going to be always producing and talking about negative things and producing negative energy, and one's going to be about positive. And I know we have some people who they always positive. They just always got something nice to say about everything. Everything is just positive. Everything is happy, just smiling, always smiling. That's so fake. They know it ain't real. And then there's those people who are just that. Oh man, what is he smiling for? Ain't nothing to smile for. And negative. And so they look for another negative person so they can be negative together. And you get nowhere together. Just like putting the two negative posts on a battery, you get nowhere. You just got two negative batteries. And so it is with the people. You just got two negative people and they don't get anywhere. And they need that positive energy. You need that positive energy. Now you've completed the circuit or the circle, and now the energy can flow, a continuation of flowing of energy. Isn't that something? And it's amazing how we go through our day-to-day existence, our day-to-day life, and we experience these things, and a lot of times we don't really look at it from the perspective that I'm bringing it to you from, but it's there. And those emotional vampires, energy vampires, they just want to zap your emotions, whether they're good emotions or bad emotions, and they spend the majority of their time just doing just that. But we don't want to be energy vampires. We don't want to be emotional vampires. We can be supportive, but not be a vampire practicing vampirism and all that negative side of the vampire. I don't believe in vampires, the ones who bite your neck and sneak in the dark and put you in a trance. That is actually a description of the emotional vampires, in my opinion. The only vampire I think I remember reading about was somebody, the Impaler out of Romania, where he actually didn't bite him in the neck, but he had like these spears and different things coming up from out of the ground, and one of the tortures or one of the punishments was to just push you off a little stoop or platform like they do when hanging people, and then you would fall onto the spears, and that was your punishment or what have you. And that in itself is kind of sick, but it really happened. When there was a time when that was a way to resolve whatever they were trying to resolve. It's just such a humane treatment toward people, no matter what they did to to be in that position, to have to be sentenced or judged like that. But that's, man, that's some pretty deep stuff, don't you think? I think it is. I think it's a pretty deep way to punish a person, man. And but anyway, we were talking about vampirism, energy vampires, positive energy vampires, and negative energy vampires. You know, it's such a beautiful day out here. I like filming out here and with nature, the natural realm. It just, man, it's just something about that natural realm, the nature realm. Got the sun shining. Look at that sunbeam coming down. That's just so beautiful. That's so beautiful to see. Just nature, the natural realm. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. And this is ours. This is our inheritance. You know, we think of money as being the only inheritance, but this planet, we've inherited this planet. As a matter of fact, biblically speaking, the planet was created for us to, and not only for us, but for us to enjoy. And there's really nothing we need to do to make this planet operate the way it operates and do what it does. It was initiated in the beginning over 100 million years ago. Farther than that, who's counting? But it was done like that because it was done by the Creator God, the ultimate source, the supreme being. And when he designed the planet, one description is in Genesis, where it just says the breakdown, Genesis, the first chapter, how he created the heavens and the earth and put everything on it and made it produce seeds, and that seed would produce after its seed, and that seed would produce after its seed, and the orange tree would produce oranges, and the apple tree would produce apples. And that's a principle that's was set in motion by our dad, our daddy, our pops, Abba, Father, Daddy, Father God. Yeah, and Mother Natural, Mother Nature. Mother Natural, Mother Nature, our nature mother, natural mother. You know, I was meditating today, and I didn't do the meditation where I like sat down and I did all the particular symbolisms or rituals that go with my particular meditation. I was just listening to one of my sounds, which you can find on YouTube. It's called Melting Pot of Sounds. Promotional consideration brought to you by Bell Enterprises Studios Music. But anyway, that is a nice song. It's strictly instrumental. I think I created that song. That song has to be at least 20-something years old. The music, the instrument, and the instrumental, it's an instrumental. And when I created it, one of the things that I was intentionally doing was coming up with just a beat, just a simple beat, and then out of all the instruments that I knew how to play, I would try to incorporate them into the sound of the song with the beat. I didn't play the physical instrument. I played the song banks on my keyboard, and I think it took maybe at the most 8 tracks to produce that one particular song. And man, I was just reviewing it and listening to it here within the last few days, and because I uploaded it to YouTube, my YouTube channel, and I was thinking to myself, wow, man, I got to hand it to myself, man. Man, I'm a bad man. It came out exactly how I wanted it. And I used to didn't listen to it that much. I would create a song, and then I would put it in a folder, and then I would create another song, put it in the folder, and then I would come back and kind of review it, and I would burn a CD and play it in the car and just see, can I come up with lyrics? And some songs I could come up with lyrics, and some songs I couldn't. So the ones I could come up with the lyrics, I would go ahead and create lyrics for them. And then the ones that I didn't, I'd either just save them in the folder and listen to them as instrumentals driving around in my car. And hopefully I could, come up with some lyrics for it, or find someone who would want to sing some of their songs to that particular beat. You know how it works in the music industry. I'm talking to musicians. Everybody now is a musician or a producer or some sort now because of the modern technology, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's good to be able to have a platform where you can express your creativity, whether it be music, art, or poetry reading, or cooking, or whatever it is, fishing, vampirism. I want to suck your neck. No, I don't. Let me put my sunglasses back on so I can see what I'm doing. As usual, we talking about coming from out of the darkness and into the light. And if you have any suggestions of topics that we can just discuss, or I can discuss, and you want to hear my take on it, feel free to in the comment section to add it. I mean, this may be my personal platform, but it's our platform. We share this together because you sharing it because you're looking at the video, and because you're looking at the video and look at it to the end, you must be something you've heard that you can agree with or like, or maybe even want to discuss. And so I'm open for discussion. It's an open forum. It's like an opinion. An opinion is not the final say-so. An opinion is an open-ended option. There's an option. You have the option to like it and listen to it, or you have the option not to like it and not to listen to it. There's just another saying I used to say, there's no rule against the things that you like. There's things that you like and nobody can say you can't like that. And then there's things that you don't like and nobody can say you can't not like that. You got to like that. No, you have a right to, and you have the right not to, right? You better say right. No, I'm just kidding. See, you have a right to and you have the right not to. You know, there's things we can change, and then there's things that we can't change. And you know what my advice to you is? Those things that you can change them. And those things that you can't change, stop trying to change them. Stop trying to change them. You can't change it. It's just a waste of energy to try to change something that you can't change. And there's political situations, there's family situations, there's all kind of situations where there's things that could probably need to be changed. But if you want to change anything, change your mind. Change a tire. Change your menu. Change your behavior toward people. But you have a right to. Those are things that you can change, but things you can't change. The political wars across the country, pharmaceutical companies and big business is continuing to, for some reason, just can't seem to make enough money off of poisoning us with the pharmaceuticals and whatever they do. And I believe it's really at that point where it's really not so much the money, but about the power. And that's another story within itself, because I can't elaborate on it because I probably won't be able to make YouTube videos anymore. You got to know when to hold them. Know when to fold them. What's the rest? Yeah, you never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. Never expose your hand. The scripture says, don't let your right hand know what the left hand is doing. Make it secret. Make it sacred. That's for you. It's for you. All right. It's time for me to conclude. And once again, we're coming from out of the darkness and into the light. I just love the way that sounds. It just sounds so beautiful. Look at nature.